Hey guys, it's Robin, RsIslandCrafts, and this is Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, October 23rd, 2018. Today is my anniversary. Hubby and I have been married for 22 years. We've been together for 28. I film my videos, my Talk to Me Tuesdays on Monday, so our big plans for tomorrow are, you got it, grocery shopping. How exciting, right? After all these years, that date just means absolutely zero to me. It's just another day on the calendar, right? Not too many exciting things happened this week. I finally got a haircut. The hairdresser did let me know very specifically. She just kind of said, hey, you know, it has been 13 weeks since you got a haircut. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I really don't like getting my haircut. One, I don't like spending the money for something I'm usually not happy with afterwards. This lady did a pretty good job. She listened. The back is kind of nice and short the way I like it. The last lady did something with the clippers and everything like that, and it was just, by 13 weeks my hair was like sticking out in all different directions and it was terrible. But I let it grow out, was lazy about getting a haircut, cheap not wanting to spend the money, not very good at cutting my own hair, so I took care of that. The other thing I did is I winterized my flower bed, which down here in Florida that means I pulled the weeds, I watered it, and I took out all the dead summer plants. I don't have too many things for the autumn yet. This is really the first time I've spent any amount of time on this garden in the front of the house. But it still has 4 flowers and it's got a bunch of aloe plants. My aloe plants are multiplying like crazy. I think I started out with 4 or 5 of them, and now there's like 18 of them because they keep having these little, they call them babies. They just have these little babies that just sprout out somewhere next to them with these very long root systems and stuff like that. So I really like the aloes. They're great when you get a cut, and they're really good when you get a sunburn. Except, as you could tell, I don't really go out in the sun anymore, so I don't have to worry about that. I feel like I spent a lot of time this week doing stuff but not getting much accomplished. You have those weeks? I did go out and get my very first massage. I did go out and get my very last massage. The lady, they tell you, okay, if it starts to hurt, to let your masseuse person know. I don't even think they call that. They have some other, your technician know. And I did. I said, you know, that's really starting to hurt. She goes, it hurts? And I'm like, yes, it hurts. She says, okay. She went and moved somewhere else for 10 seconds and then went right back to that spot and started digging at it. So all along the bottom left of my spine and over into my side and everything and up on my neck, oh my God, I was in pain for days. She even actually bruised me. I have a wee little bruise right here, how I suffered. Yeah, it was very hard. It was very hard to lay down at night because, like I said, it was right along the spine, that muscle that goes, because you have like those 2 muscles that go along. I think it's called like, okay, I know what it's called on an animal. When you butcher an animal, it's called the back strap. And I'm kind of guessing, I think it's the same thing on a human, even though we don't eat humans. But on a cow and a pig, it's the muscles that run right along the spine. It's the back strap, and it's supposed to be a really sought after piece of meat. It's supposed to be really good there. I don't know. It hurt. I couldn't lay in bed and sleep at night for 2 days. It was terrible. But I'm all better now. I'm taking Robbie up today to get an hour-and-a-half long massage, and I plan on sitting in the dark relaxation room, editing these videos and knitting on his socks. I thought instead of turning the camera around this week, I'd go ahead and give you a big shot of my button project. I probably could have put a couple more dozen buttons on this one. I put a lot down in the red, you might notice. I keep forgetting to take a before picture and an after. Let me see. There's my before, and if I remember, I'll go ahead and take that snapshot so we can put it up next time. But I put a bunch down into the red, and then I added some more down here into the blue. It's kind of hard to see the purple, they're so dark up against the black, but the red really pops out really nice. I found some buttons at the Dollar Tree, a nice little plastic container. I popped a picture up on Instagram. I thought it was really kind of cute. It was just this little plastic container, and they had some of these really large buttons. All the red ones that I added, they had some really large ones. This one's probably about the size of a $quarter and a $half, all the way down to the teeny tiny buttons that you would put like on the collar of your shirt. But these were crafting buttons, so they came in all different colors. So I worked on that. And I worked on this little candle mat from last week's video where I was doing the quilt as you go. I was really surprised at how thin, I did all that straight line quilting, and it really mashed that cotton batting down, and it made it so thin. After I put binding on, I'm kind of interested to see what it's going to look like after it goes through the washing machine, if it has any room at all to puff up. But I thought that's really interesting, because when you're making a quilt, it's not this thin like this when I quilt it, but once again, it is quilted to death. So it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like when it comes out of the wash. Y'all have seen this pumpkin before. I finished, this is the pumpkin embroidery I had. I went ahead and finished it, and I just turned it into a quilt. I practiced a free motion on the new Juki. Oh my goodness. The free motion on that machine is so smooth, and it goes so quick. I had to start out at a medium speed at first to get used to it. It just took a little bit of practice to get used to, because you know how you gotta judge between the speed of your foot and how fast you're moving your hands around. It only takes a couple laps around the quilt to get used to that feel. That's why they tell you, even if you've been doing quilting for a long time, that you should go ahead and do a little on a practice piece before you start, just to get back into that rhythm of feeling it. It's like riding a bike. Once you do it, you know how to do it. So that's all finished. I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in the shop. I really enjoyed working on it, but I don't know. I just think I want to put this one in the shop. My plans for the week coming up, well, I'm just waiting on Joann's. I placed an order with Joann's last week, I think I told you guys about, to get the lime fabric for that monster quilt, and I ended up getting part of my order. I got my little bag of batting, right? That came in over a week ago. So I thought, well, then my fabric should be shipping soon. I bought fabric and interfacing, so I waited. And then I waited. So yesterday on Sunday I looked, I'm like, well, it's been over a week since I received this. It's been a couple weeks since I ordered it. I checked the Joann site and it says, you have no orders. I checked the order number and they're like, that order number doesn't exist. It's already been fulfilled. So I thought, well, I guess that's it. They canceled the rest of my order. So I went ahead and I reordered the fabric and the interfacing, and I picked up a leather thimble too that I needed to replace. So after I went and did all that, 6 hours later I checked my email and it's like, your order is shipped. I thought, wow, that's awfully fast. No, they shipped the previous order. So now by the time both orders ship, and of course I spent more money than I planned, I'm going to have 7 yards of this lime green fabric. That's a lot of fabric. But that's okay, because I do have another fat quarter of the monster fabric that I want to do KB's. Just recently she put up the pattern. I believe it's the half log cabin or a quarter log cabin. I don't remember which one it is. I want to say it's a quarter, but it's probably a half. Aren't they all basically about the same anyway? So I want to go ahead and do that. I want to make a quilt or a wall hanging or a table runner or something like she said, and use that monster fabric, and then I'll just add in that lime green fabric to balance it all out. Maybe I'll have a set of twin quilts, so in case anyone's having twin boys or girls that like monsters and lime green fabric, you never know. There's always something out there for everybody. So if everyone has a great week, I'm going to go head off and watch everyone's videos. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.